All right, what's up, y'all? Gonna ask if you're new to the channel, man. Please, by all means, hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell, like and share my videos. Please, please. All right, people. I just had an encounter with a woman of color, and more so of the attitude that I dealt with after only being in this woman's presence for 6 minutes. I thought about telling another woman of color about the experience that I just had. So first, when I say what I'm about to say is this. Every time I'm in the presence of a woman of color and she gets an attitude with me because it's just pure hate for self, I always say to myself, I know my mother would be proud of this woman, the way she's treating me right now. So, but I don't want to talk about the emphasis on that, because I thought about telling another woman of color about the instance and just listening to the various excuses that estrogen always come up with, or should I say ebony estrogen always come up with, for the actions of the trash that they display to be so much. People, let me tell you something. I don't defend booty out niggas. You can talk about them, and I want to be clear, I coined the phrase. I don't protect bums. I don't protect thugs. You can say what you want about them. They mean nothing to me. I'm not going to protect them, their actions, their intentions, their conversation, their very existence. I don't care nothing about. There's no bend and twist that they can put on their actions to make me say, oh, well, that was a good and noble gesture. Let me give you an example of what I mean. In the community y'all motherfuckers call black, we get a lot of rappers that used to brag about selling drugs and how they are good now. And yup, they are everything as advertised. But I was listening to Is Your God a Dog by Chuck D. And Chuck D said, raised upon the Brooklyn streets, the public claiming they don't own a house built up on them skulls and them bones. Knew it'd be a matter of time, so let us pray. 2 main rappers slain, so let us pray. Now, what Chuck was saying was, when Tupac and Biggie was living, we praised the fact that they came up off the streets and now they are successful. But we all want to ignore the carnage that they did while on the streets. All right? So, I don't give 2 cents about individuals. If your morals aren't in parallel to mine, I don't care nothing about you. So let me help y'all understand something. If they defend it, it's because they're like that. There is no justification. There isn't no narrative. There is no perspective. If they defend it, it's because they are like that. Okay? You telling somebody about your bad experiences, and they come up with a narrative. Anything other than understanding your bad perspective, anything other than understanding that that person was not nice, anything outside of that person was not nice. Anything of them understanding anything other than that, it's because they are like that. They are like that. They are like that. They are like that. And you know what? That never hit me. I know, out of all the things that I've talked about, that never hit me like it did today. All the times that I said, all the problems that I had when I go. I mean, 6 minutes. I'm in this woman's presence and I get attitude. 6 minutes. Out of a day, 6 minutes. 6. 360 seconds. And I get attitude. What could I have done to this individual in 6 minutes? What? So let me help you understand. It ain't what I did, it's what I am. I'm a black man. And what I realize now, and I learned this from the perspectives of law, like I told an individual yesterday, he put in an appeal and then missed the court date. And I told him, I said, well, they dismissed it without prejudice. And he said, what that mean? Of course he said, what that mean? I said, it means you put in for an appeal, but you didn't show up. Now, when they dismissing it without prejudice means there's no reason. They just dismissed it. Dismissed with prejudice, they will note the prejudice. Dismissed with prejudice of the fact that he came in here and admitted to something that he didn't say in the original trial. So therefore, an appeal wasn't valid. Okay? So, understand that. Because that woman would have, if a white person would have went up to that woman, she wouldn't have been like that with a white man. She wouldn't have. She wouldn't have been like that. She wouldn't have been like that with a white man. Nope, she wouldn't have. She wouldn't have. She wouldn't have. You guys will navigate yourself through life and tell your story only for individuals to get mad at you. You will tell your story. You will explain to people what you've been through, how you've been treated, and people will get mad at you. You don't believe me? Use me for an example. Ask my mother. People, I had custody of my daughter. The state of New Jersey gave me custody for my daughter. Child support, Atia LaShawn Bradley, when I put that federal lawsuit against her, I started the $5 million lawsuit by saying Atia LaShawn Bradley is the only woman in history that has 2 child support cases in 2 different jurisdictions, two different amounts, 2 different arrearages, 2 different everything. So you can't say it's the same. And only got 1 child. Only have gave birth to 1 child. Never adopted, never did nothing. She's the only woman walking this planet with 2 child support cases. With 2. And 1 child. I got custody in New Jersey. They suspended child support, blah, 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 blah. But in Pennsylvania, they still charging me child support. And then Atia LaShawn Bradley, a woman of color, came to court and said, I did not ask, after being told by those white people, say this, don't say he have custody, don't say anything. You're here just to say that you didn't get child support. That was it. All the things that I was saying, if I wasn't familiar with law, they would have locked me up. When they was telling me things, I was like, no, what? Mm-mm. And they made sure I wore the moment. They had me in handcuffs. And was like, no, we're going to set the stage for you, you guilty. And if I would have said, they would have said, why you ain't paying child support? Well, I said, I got custody of my kid. Ask her. We ain't talking to her right now. We talking to you. And then they said, Miss Bradley, is there anything you want to say? I didn't ask for the child support case to be moved to New Jersey. Hatred, y'all. Black men, you ain't getting it from nobody else. And I'm going to tell you something. You will have a woman get mad at you for your experiences that you've been through when you talk about it. If it's condoned, if they don't agree with you 1,000,000,000%, it's because they agree with it. It's because they agree with it. That just hit me today. I said, you know, it's amazing to be getting this energy from this trash. It's amazing to be getting energy from this trash. And I immediately thought about telling somebody about it. And listening to, well, you never know, she may have a bad day. Well, I mean, dang, everybody ain't gonna be nice all the time. That's what you get. And the bull goes on and on and on. People, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been doing Lyft and Uber for 6 years. I had a problem with a white woman once, and that's because she was talking and she cursed. And I said, listen, you're not gonna curse in my car. Nope. You're not. We was talking politics, and of course, I start talking. We was talking about COVID, and I said, I just think there's something up with this. Well, what do you think is up with it? She pulled the conversation out of me. She said, well, I got friends that are doctors in New York, and they're telling me. I said, yeah, but I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to your friends. I'm talking to you. I said, you're telling me about something, and me and you talking. I said, you're telling me about something. I said, people in the medical field are going to embrace this, and that I don't care. I don't give a F what you think. Okay, now you got to get out of my car. When I told her to get out of my car, pulled over, she got out. Told a black woman to get out of my car. I had to wait there, call the cops. It was all this nonsense. I got it on tape. I mean, she fell out my car, act like I ran her over, this and all that. Luckily, I was recording it. Or that woman would have made my black mother proud. If they would have locked me up and believed everything that woman said, my mama would have been proud of that woman. Girl, I'm so proud of you. You got my son locked up, that black nigga. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Anybody else can tell somebody about their experience. But when a black man talk about his experience with a black woman, you will get, and tell your woman, you will get all these perspectives and narratives. And the reason for that is because they believe it. They believe in it. They believe in it. If not, then you go ahead and believe whatever perspective you want. You go ahead and believe it. If at any time treating somebody wrong or having an attitude is justified, you better check the head of the person that just trying to justify the attitude. I'll check you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.